Hi, my name is Mick Martin. It was about 2002. I was in a place where I'd had a pretty successful career. I was out of a job at the time. And what was interesting is it wasn't unusual for me to be out of a job at the time because almost every job I ever had, at some point, I got fired from it. And most of the times when I got fired from my jobs, I was usually rated number one in the market. And I find it interesting looking back how I could be number one and be getting fired all the time. And it wasn't until 2002 when I was unemployed and had an opportunity to meet Michael Gardner that I was actually able to take a good look at why this kept happening to me. At the time, before I met Michael, right prior to it, I was alone in my 40s, never been married, didn't have a girlfriend, didn't have any family. And I was in a real lonely place and really starting to get curious halfway through my career, hitting middle age, what the rest of my life was going to look like. And what I imagined wasn't very pretty. When I would get a job and I would start getting to a successful point, I thought for sure that I was going to get exposed for the stupid guy I really was, the untalented guy I really was. So before that happened, I'd start creating situations to get myself fired. I didn't realize it at the time, and I only had an opportunity to really look at it once I met Michael Gardner. He was able to pull out of me the things that I was afraid of and the things that I was creating and how I was creating myself as the victim and continually sabotaging my life. I would be number one in the ratings, and it was pretty interesting that I didn't want to be successful because I wasn't the type of guy that deserved to be successful. And it was with the training that I was able to turn my life around. Now, prior in my career, I was what was known as a liner reader. And what you'd do is your boss would give you the lines to read in between the songs. And if you stepped outside those lines, those were grounds for dismissal. You say what they told you to say, when they told you to say it, how they told you to say it. After going to a life training, it was amazing. I was asked to sit down and write an intention letter and write that intention letter for my love life, my family, my personal life, and also to write my intentions for my career. I remember exactly writing down that on March 15th, I would be putting a show together. There would be an afternoon show, and I even named the people that would be working with me. And this was the beginning of March, so about 2 weeks I was thinking is when I was ready to do this. So I wrote this intention letter down, and what was amazing is as I wrote it down, and I was getting very specific, as Michael had taught me to do, I really believed that all this was going to happen. On March 11th, the program director from a local radio station called me up and asked me if I'd come in and talk to him. And I told him I was available, I wasn't working, went down and talked to him that day. On March 12th, the following day, I was on the air with the exact people I'd written down on that piece of paper I'd be working with. And I was making exactly, they offered me the amount of money I said I'd be working for. It's amazing how when you get yourself out of the victim stance and you realize that you are good enough, you are capable, and you can do whatever you want and create your life the way you want it, you'll get exactly what you want. Because aren't we creating our lives every moment of every day, actually? Whether it's good or it's bad, that's what we're creating. And why do you create something that isn't good? There's reasons why. And I got an opportunity once I went to training with Michael Gardner to really look at those reasons. And since the training and since March 12th, when I went back to work, I am a number one rated afternoon show in a top 50 market. I am enjoying more success than I've ever had in my life. Oh, and by the way, I got married. I've got 2 kids, and I'm enjoying a great family life, something I thought I would never do. I have never been happier, never been in more control of my life than I am right now. You can get in control of your life. You can create the things you want, the things you deserve. Look into Michael Gardner's life training. It's the best thing I've ever done, the best thing that ever happened in my life. And it'll be the best thing you've ever done too.